Playwrights Horizons loomed very big for me because I was in college in New York, and the plays I was seeing that were really cool were mostly Playwrights Horizons. I mean, Heidi Chronicles began there, but also there was a John Robin Bates play called The End of the Day that was a very big deal to me. I kind of, sort of grew up in the theater feeling like that was where the really cool, deep, interesting young playwrights wanted to work. And so it's really exciting to finally wind up here. I don't think I really could have imagined that when I was going to see the Heidi Chronicles, that I could begin a play in the same place.
I mean, I think Playwrights Horizons is sort of transparently one of the best off-Broadway theaters in town. I mean, just the work that they've done here in the last 3, 4, 5 seasons especially. Almost everything I've seen here during that time, I've just, felt that strange mixture of like feeling lucky to have been there and excited and inspired in my own work and like a little bit jealous and angry at the people who made that happen. And, so that's when you've seen something good. I can't think of another theater where I've had that experience more consistently lately.
I've been working almost exclusively on new plays for years. I really like the dramaturgical process. I like to be involved with the writer as they're developing the play. I feel like it's exciting for me to be involved from the beginning in all stages. I'm sort of obsessive and want to be involved in it. Well, I grew up here and saw a lot of off-Broadway plays and sort of fell in love with the idea of getting to work in the field. And then right after college, I sort of plopped myself back in New York and worked here as an intern. And, I was like a dorky theater fan, and I would look at the front page of a DPS acting edition and see like all the names of the people that were involved in the original production and think, wow, that's something I'd really like to be able to do. And then all of a sudden, I was in the room seeing great artists make work and sort of fell in love with it. And I thought, I worked at a few places, and I thought Playwrights Horizons, the thing I really got from it was that, from Tim Sanford and the whole staff, that their heart was in the right place. It was about developing artists and making great work, and they kept their eyes on that and really inspired me when I was just starting. So last year, it was fun to get to come back here and actually put my name on the original production list of a play here, and I'm really happy to be back.
I love the theater and I love the space. To see things that are not just, it's not just good theater. It's like wicked theater. You know what I mean? Like, and wicked in like the 1980s way. Like, like where it's just like, whoa, like that did not go where I thought it was going to be going.
It feels fantastic, and it's kind of awesome to feel like I actually have an artistic home. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was younger, in the 70s and early 80s, when Joe Papp was running the Public Theater, there were all those artists that it was their artistic home. It was Merrill and Kevin Kline and Raul Julia. And I remember thinking so enviously that, what would it be like to have an artistic home? Oh my God. I don't imagine I'd ever have one. And for most of my career, I have sort of felt like I haven't had one. I never felt like I was championed by a particular theater that way. But I completely feel that now. I am struck by how happy I am in this building and how much I care for the staff and how I feel cared for by the staff. And the gratitude I feel that the theater has afforded me this opportunity to do work that is really important to me.
Playwrights Horizons is a theater whose work I've admired for years. When I first moved to the East Coast, like Playwrights Horizons was the place I would go to like see work I was totally blown away by. I mean, I can't count the number of shows in my hands I've seen that just totally floored me here. So it's like really truly an incredible honor to be produced here. Like I feel like for years I was like, well, there's no way I will ever be produced at Playwrights Horizons. And so when this happened, I was like, I was kind of in shock, I think, for a good month. What's been so great too is that everyone who works here is like fantastic, and it's been just such an incredible experience so far. I've been so happy. The rehearsals have been so much fun, and I've just had such support, and there's just been so much like love and generosity thrown my way on this project.
Bliss. I love it here. And the 2 times that I've been here, I've felt so blessed to be in these rooms. What I love about, though, what Tim has sort of structured here, I really do believe it is about the playwright. It really is. It's called Playwrights Horizons, and it's about the playwright. We work every day for the next month. We haven't even started previews yet, and we will work every day and then perform at night. Every day, perform at night to really nurture the play, and the play will keep changing, and we'll keep tinkering, and then you open, and then you close. You close in like 2 weeks. That's the exciting part about it, is to sit in that room with those people who are all trying to like solve this puzzle to get it right. Yeah, that's what we're doing downstairs. Now all these the technical elements and all the design elements are coming into place, and there's Trip and Adam and the whole team sitting around going, how do we continue to tell this story, this little fable that we have, adding all of these other elements? How do we stay true to what it was when it was in this room? Thrilling, I gotta say, thrilling.
It felt completely natural from the first moment I walked in the door. It was like I had worked here before. I felt completely welcome. It felt like everything was in place to make my play as great as it could be. Just, every now and then I'll be on their website, or I'll see a poster in the hallway, and I'll be reminded of how many playwrights that I admire and how many playwrights that kind of helped me become the playwright I am today, just simply by reading their plays, have been produced here. And that's when I get a little like weak in the knees, because I'm so honored to be produced here.
I guess the thing I like about theater is that I get to start something. I write this object, and then suddenly all these people surround me, and we all work on it together and see whether or not we can make something come alive. Just shocking. I was just sitting up in rehearsal the other day, and I was like, isn't it amazing that like Michele, Pawk and Birney and Celia and Victor are actually trying to make these people that I made up in my head be real and be alive. And they're working their butts off to do it. They're like thinking hard, using all of their artistic abilities. It's shocking. I mean, it's exciting.
I've always wanted to work here. It's wonderful. Like I was Kirsten Child's assistant on The Bubbly Black Girl 10 years ago. To enter into a family and be in the company of all of these amazing and wonderful things that have happened, it's just fantastic.
I didn't quite dare to dream that we could go as far as Playwrights Horizons. I feel like, at the same time, I feel like it's the ideal place for us to be doing it. And to be among the work that you have premiered and developed is incredibly intoxicating and thrilling. The loving care that it has gotten in the developmental readings, the attentive, insightful feedback that I've gotten both from the supporters of the theater as well as the artistic staff, has pushed the play to be something that is the piece I am most proud of in my work so far.
Don't tell him. I just want to be quiet.
You know what trouble is?
What they're able to do year after year in terms of turning out some of the best work in the country is not lost on me, because I work have worked a lot of regional theaters, and they look to this place as a beacon for like, what's our season going to be next year? And I guarantee you, every single major theater, regional theater in the country picks up this brochure and starts to read plays based on their selection. So it feels nice to be at the source. It feels really good to be at the source.
I mean, I've admired this theater for a really long time. I'm really honored to be working here, and I mean that from my heart. I feel like Playwrights has supported some of the most important playwrights of our generation with beautiful productions, obviously with terrific support. So it's a thrill.